Osa says he's deeply pained by the loss of the children's lives in what appears to be a case of negligent driving.
I'm going to be directing the Minister and Transport and all the others to look at how we can save the lives of our children. Our children are the future, and they are the most prized possession that we have as a nation.
Meanwhile, the 22-year-old driver of the Scholar Transport has been arrested and charged with culpable homicide as well as negligent driving. Alpha Ramshwana, Eyewitness News in Boksburg.
There's been widespread reaction this afternoon over a constitutional court ruling that declares anti-nuptial contracts as invalid when signed after a customary marriage. This means once a customary marriage exists, couples cannot later change the marriage regime by signing an anti-nuptial contract unless a court formally approves it. The judgment follows a divorce dispute where a couple signed an anti-nuptial contract years after a customary marriage, resulting in the marriage being in community of property. Attorney at the Women's Legal Centre, Kensani Mutileni, says the ruling doesn't help to clarify this section of the law.
Had the Constitutional Court actually confirmed the constitutional invalidity, that would have given women and men legal certainty, So it's not that thing where you must now doubt yourself or anything, but it would have given you that legal certainty.
And lastly, Japan has restarted a reactor at the world's largest nuclear plant nearly 15 years after a disaster at the Fukushima power plant forced the country to shut all its nuclear reactors. Triggered by the most powerful earthquake ever recorded in the country, the meltdown in the reactors led to a radioactive leakage which traumatized communities. The 7th reactor is not expected to come back until 2030, and the remaining 5 could be decommissioned. A partly cloudy Thursday with isolated showers and thundershowers in Gauteng tomorrow. Johannesburg drops to overnight lows of 13 degrees, peaking at 25, Pretoria 14 and 26, and Vereniging 13 and 28 degrees. Noluthando Ngeno, Eyewitness News.
EWN, in touch, in tune, and independent. For the latest, visit ewn.co.za or download the EWN app.
Comfort ends where Marawa Sports Worldwide begins.
People expect that government to go and give them jobs. They don't look for jobs. You look for an advert, you apply it. Adverts are not going to employ you.
We don't massage egos. We confront them.
So uyithatha aphi indaba ukuthi mina nginejelazi uyitshela ubani yekela ukumislead abantu mfana kithi yekela ukuza ngengcondonyana ezingekho stable la.
If it's shaking sport, we are already on it.
Tanda Manana as well as Mike Greenaway. It's a brand new year.
And what a year. I'm telling you now, this is going to be a year like no other. The greatest rivalry tour, the Nations Cup. I mean, it's all happening. It's going to be a fantastic year for the Springbok.
#MSW. Strong opinions, strong sources, strong sport.
I know you've been playing golf. You've just arrived back from Sun City. You've got an improved handicap. Congratulations. What a start to the year.
Rob, I'm a golfer. I'm a golfer. Treat me like a real golfer.
How should real golfers be treated?
With utmost respect, Rob. Good afternoon to you, sir. Happy New Year to you and to the other golfers. I'm not sure how long I'm going to be at the room divide. I'm a golfer.
What's your handicap?
It's at 12.
At 12?
Yes.
My goodness, that's a magical climb from 20-something last year.
How do you know that?
I'm a golfer.
#MSW. No protection, no PR spin, just accountability.
Who has the final word today? Who's got the final word?
Give it to Mike. Give it to Mike. I'm a new person, 2020. I'm a new person. I want to sleep well, Rob. Not with regret.
A new man? What?
I'm not gonna divide the room.
We're not a gospel show here where you can go on and on and on like you.
So you come back from Paris as a preacher?
Parish.
No, I said Paris.
No, parish and Paris
it's similar.
The same.
Okay.
So, oui, sir. Thank you for the observation.
Merci.
Merci on you too, sir.
No, I said merci, not Messi.
No,
I said not Messi.
What do you
merci.
say? No, but you said it in Afrikaans. That's the problem. Merci.
Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live.
Whatever that was, it sounded messy. It is Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
Let's go!
The moments you remember. The games you can't forget. Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM, and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets.
Oh, by the way, it's a Wednesday.
Wednesday nights, soccer nights, your nights. If it matters in sport, it lands here first.
This matter will not be swept under the carpet.
On Marawa Sports Worldwide.
It's in their hands. It's for them to lose it.
Hashtag MSW on 947, Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live.
Oh, and if it's a Wednesday and in European football, it is. Oh, you guessed right, man. It's UEFA Champions League night again. And sometimes you just got to let this theme song land, and it takes you into football heaven. And that is why Liverpool head coach Arne Slot has hinted that Mo Salah will start against Marseille tonight. It would be the Egyptian star's first match since returning from the Africa Cup of Nations, where Egypt finished fourth last weekend. And Salah has travelled with the squad, though, to the south of France as Liverpool look to strengthen their Champions League campaign.
There's been a moment in the season where I decided not to play Mo. And there's been one moment where I decided not to take him to the game. And for all the other games, he's been always in the squad, and I brought him in as the first substitution against Brighton. So at that moment of time, there's never been an issue for me. But at that moment of time, I think the outside world could see that there was no issue. And he's the first time he's able to be in the squad again. He is, because he trained with us today, and he's in the squad for tomorrow. And let's see for the lineup tomorrow if you still think there's an issue.
Right, so Slot also confirmed that Ibrahima Konate did not travel to France due to family matters. He said he will speak to the defender again tomorrow, but stressed the absence was personal.
No, he didn't travel with us because of family matters, and I would leave it with that, and I will speak to him tomorrow. To speak to him, I will speak to him tomorrow again, but he not traveled with us, so and that's because of family matters, and I would leave it with that. And with Mo, I'm really happy and pleased that he's back, because in his absence, I think we've done quite okay in terms of hardly conceding any chance. We started to create more and more, and if you start to create more and more, it's really helpful to have a player like Mo Salah, because if there's ever been a player, I think there was one who scored more for this club, but that can score goals and that I can still play. I don't think I can play Ian Rush still. Then it's really helpful to have him back.
Well, Slot has also hailed the Marseille boss Roberto De Zerbi as one of the best managers in the world.
I regard him as one of the best managers in the world, because in my opinion, that should not always be judged on the amount of trophies you win. It should also be judged on the fact how you let your team play. And I think he's already working at a very big club, because Marseille is a very big club at the moment, but history-wise as well. And I'm not the one that's hiring coaches, but if I was one, he would definitely be very high on the list if I worked at a big club.
Well, the coach also laughed off questions linking him to Real Madrid after Xabi Alonso's sacking.
Yeah, he called me. He called me and asked, what do you think about the team? Because I'm going to take over in 6 months. So can you tell me a little bit more? Or maybe earlier, maybe he takes over tomorrow. No. This is one of the most weirdest questions I've ever got. What's there to say to your answer? I'm working here now for a little bit more than 1.5 years, and I really like my work over here. Won the league last season, struggled more in the league this season. That's also obvious. So yeah, what's there left to say? And the booze, that's also what you said. Now, maybe I heard a few, but it wasn't as if it was a lot. But I think it's also completely normal if you have a draw at home against Burnley, that no one is happy about that.
Well, on to a coach that's having a wonderful season or wonderful time since he joined Bayern Munich. That's the head coach of Vincent Kompany. Well, he's praised Union Saint-Gilloise ahead of the Champions League clash at the Allianz Arena. Kompany described the Belgian champions as a consistent and stable side, unaffected by media pressure and focused on developing players and improving results.
They live in a bubble. You can feel that they are not affected too much by media pressure and everything else. They are just doing their own thing, and they are happy with that. And it's something beautiful to observe, because I was watching Belgian football not so long ago, and obviously even more now with this game and Bruges. And my friend Besnik Azi is the longest serving coach in Belgium at the moment. He's done 8 months. So I like the fact that Union, despite losing coaches because bigger teams took them from them, I like the fact that they're a consistent team. And I mention a lot for the German colleagues here when we play against Freiburg, how much I compliment them every single time. You know, they had a coach who set a culture. They have a new coach who's continuing and improving things. But it's stable, it's calm, it's developing players, and it's improving results. So that's Union for me.
He also hailed Harry Kane's versatility and instincts in front of goal. He praised the striker's range of finishes, noting that Kane is scoring from a distance as well as poaching inside the box.
He finds the balance between I'm stronger than the defender and I go and fight with him because I can dominate him, or I stay a little bit away from him because, you know, it's maybe not worth the battle. And then he's always very alive to second phases, so he follows every shot, he follows every rebound, follows every cross as well, even if it's not for him. And then all of a sudden the numbers start adding up, but he's also scoring goals from like 25 meters at the moment. So he's a player that's got just such a variety of finishes, but in the box he's a very good poacher as well.
Well, on the side of FC Barcelona, the head coach Hansi Flick has confirmed that goalkeeper Marc-Andre ter Stegen will spend the rest of the season on loan at Girona. Now, the announcement comes ahead of Barca's Champions League clash with Slavia Prague. Flick's side currently sit 15th in the standings with 10 points from 6 games, 3 wins, 1 draw and 2 defeats.
This is Champions League, and it's always in every game you have the pressure. So it's we play against Slavia. It's a team also who defend really good. They press very high. So this is what we expect tomorrow. They have the last match they have on mid of December. So they have a long time to prepare this match. So this is what we have to see. And at the end, it's like that. We want to win both matches to reach the 16 points. Balde confirmed it, okay? Balde. Okay, Balde. No. This morning, Mark said that he's going to Girona, and of course it's for us it's like that. I think Mark is a fantastic goalkeeper. We decide different for the future for the club, and I think was the right decision. But I wish him all the best because he's a fantastic goalkeeper, and also maybe we see him in the national team, German national team, in the World Cup. So this is fingers are crossed for this, and I think he has good chances. And draw, of course, but a draw, I think I haven't heard something. So it's the same situation like before. Of course, I think it's a dream from everyone to when you play in this competition, and of course you're playing for Barca or big club. It's always like this. The goal to win big titles and to win the Champions League is a big title. So everyone have this goal in his career, and I hope that everyone is also with this hunger tomorrow to show, okay, we are here, we are ready for this.
Well, a quick look at other matches that are happening tonight if you're a big UEFA Champions League fan. Well, let me tell you, though, that Karabakh will take on Eintracht Frankfurt. Atalanta take on Atletico Bilbao. Bayern Munich, as you heard, play against Royal Union. Chelsea take on Pafos. Juventus versus Benfica. It will be Marseille and Liverpool. Newcastle are playing against PSV. And Slavia Prague will play against Barcelona. So those are the hot matches and big reactions as well to what happened last night. Man City If you're a Man City fan, how worried are you? Things don't seem to be working out quite as well as what everybody expected. And I'm sure somebody like Pep Guardiola knows that very, very well.
Difficult situations. We lose a ball. And we're there and make a transition. They are fast and, sometimes you react. I don't know, it's a little bit soft in the second one, but that's what it is. But at the moment, 3-1, after 1 minute, you make it, everything is a little bit against, No, we have to come back, for the victory. I have the feeling that, the result in 2025, that's not good. So, in terms of the Premier League and now today, but it's move forward. So we have 4 days for Wolves and after Galatasaray to try to we'll see what happened. Today was an incredible opportunity for us, but everything is the feeling that is going wrong. It's going against in many details, and that is a fact. And you have to try to change it, but the players are there, and we tried. I don't have any doubts in this competition. Even the Premier League competition is nothing for granted. So that's for sure. So, listen, the players, when United beat us, so they were better. Today, it was momentum that they punish us, but the team was there and we create the things in the corners and some actions that miss for something, and they, for transition, they're really good. They're really good.
All right, don't forget we are interactive. 060-708-0484, 060-708-0484. Otherwise, give us a call directly in studio, 011-8838-947. Let's get your reaction, though. Big week. In fact, a big football Tuesday, a big football Wednesday, both on the domestic front and also on the UEFA Champions League front. So looking forward to all of those. And if you are a Man City fan, like I say, are you a worried individual? Let's shock you a little bit, though, because people keep talking about, the World Cup is happening, it's coming, it's in June. Sure, it might be, but it's only 141 days until the groundbreaking FIFA World Cup 26. That's just how few days are there before the World Cup kicks off. But the big question, again, is whether or not it will happen. With so many people calling for different nations to boycott the World Cup in the United States of America, Mexico, as well as Canada, given the political situation that is going on over there. I don't know what your thoughts are with regards to that. Arsenal fans, happy.
Hi, Brother Sir JC Tabe here. Compliments of the new season to fellow MSW shareholders. It's Soccer Wednesday. Let me just start by congratulating my team, Arsenal, for winning the 7th game in the Champions League. We're still on top, so it's looking good for Arsenal. Congratulations to Coach Gavin Hunt for winning his first game as the Stellenbosch head coach. And I just want to say that, we need to really look into the refereeing in the PSL, because on the second game already, we are already having issues with the referees. So this is not good for our soccer. Good show as always, brother. Thanks.
Hi, Mr. Marawa and the team. I respect Coach Mangowa, but I do not subscribe to his view that our poor officiating can be solved by introducing the VAR, because our officials are not professionals. So why can't we professionalize our referees first and then think about the VAR? And secondly, Mr. Marawa, how can we introduce a machine worth billions just to be monitored or operated by people who are not professionals? So I think we need to professionalize our referees first and then think about the VAR. And in my view, the VAR is another failed tender. David in Parkwood.
Yeah, another failed tender, according to David in Parkwood. Would you be in agreement to that? If anybody saw Mangoba Mngiti last night in the post-match interview on the field, how angry he was because he was convinced that Kaizer Chiefs should have not won that game, and convinced, though, that VAR should be introduced. So what David is talking about right now is the fact that VAR is not a solution. It's something that we've spoken about here on the show, to say that in South Africa, and maybe you are not aware, but the referees are indeed amateurs refereeing a professional sport, because that industry has not been professionalized yet. It's been talk about, lack of funding. They don't have the funds to put into refereeing, so that refereeing is the primary focus and the primary job of those referees. So now refereeing almost becomes a part-time gig. But can we afford that in 2026? And then think, as he says again, that a multi-billion rand VAR project can bring about that solution. And even globally, you see, Africa Cup of Nations is another example of VAR not being conclusive all the time, regardless of whether it is there or it is not there. So what is the solution? The training of these referees, but if you haven't got them professionalized yet, you will always encounter problems.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Soweto Live at the same time. #MSW.
Hey Josie, there's no party like a playoff party. The Betway SA20 playoffs are in your city and you're invited. It's Friday night under the lights with DJs, food stalls, fireworks, a hot tub, kids entertainment, and the best cricket in town. It's time to see the best of the best in action. So don't miss out on the biggest draw in Joburg. Join Qualifier 2 at Wanderers on Friday, 23 January at 5:30. Get your tickets at sa20.co.za today. Betway SA20. Welcome to Incredible.
This is your captain speaking. To all passengers who booked at Flight Center last year, congratulations. You've officially upgraded to Travel Legends. You were out there living it up, posting beach pics and sipping mocktails at sunset. To everyone else still thinking about it, this is your wake-up call. It's a new year. Time to turn someday into this year. Visit flightcenter.co.za or your nearest Flight Center store today. Flight Center, your center for travel.
The briefcases, the offers, the suspense. Don't miss a single moment on Deal or No Deal. Weeknights at 6:30 only on SABC2. It's real people, real money. One bold move could change everything. Fortune favors the bold. Will you deal? Brought to you by Lotto Star.
Lotto Star is licensed by the Mpumalanga Economic Regulator. No under 18s. National Responsible Gambling Program. 0800 006 008. T's and C's apply. All games are fixed odds betting events.
Start the new year stronger with immersive displays and tech with the power to keep up with you. The Samsung Blue Tag sale is back. Get the Galaxy A17. Now 3,499 Rand, save 500. And save 2,000 on the Galaxy Tab S10 Lite. Now 6,999 Rand. Ready to upgrade? Hurry! Sale now on until 8 February. Available at Samsung stores, online and participating retailers.
We're exhausted, but binge watch till dawn. We count steps, but not pizza slices. Oversleep in the week and up before dawn on weekends. Humans are complicated, and understanding humans is a skill AI can never replace. So talk to SACAP, the leaders in applied psychology, about our degrees, diplomas, and higher certificates, and how we equip students with critical thinking and adaptive skills. Applications now open. Visit sacap.edu.za.
Dividing public opinion. The Room Dividers.
Thando Manana, as well as Mike Greenaway. It's a brand new year. Well, I think the rugby world has been shaken to its core. A bombshell out of New Zealand late last week. The sudden sacking of the All Blacks head coach, Scott Robertson. I know that this is an issue that's been boiling in Thando Manana's blood ever since, Mike. He mentioned something last year,
which I was never acknowledged for.
I saw your message. You
blue ticked me. I just had a sense that he could be fired because he's lost the change room. All the coaches left under the same head coach. It says there's a problem in how you do things and run things. He's not a bad coach. He can be employed like any other coaches can be employed, Rob. But you can't afford to lose a dressing room of the first and last team that you want to be the same as your predecessors.
#MSW. #MSW. Wednesday nights, soccer nights, your nights.
Well, before the break, I did ask you about Manchester City. What's the way forward?
Good evening, Mr. Marawa. Ukhuluma noSibongile Nomkhwana Kamkai Matafan. Champions League football yesterday, I was very impressed with my team Real Madrid after that 6-1 win over Monaco. But I think Mr. Marawa, the boys now seems to understand what the coach Abel is looking for from them. But I wasn't happy for them to concede that silly goal and coming to Manchester City. My question is Pep Guardiola running out of ideas, or is it time now for him to leave Man City? Only time will tell, Mr. Marawa, because things won't be easy for him, even go Premier League, because Arsenal seems to run away with the EPL title. Thank you, Mr. Marawa. Good show as always.
I think somebody was saying that since Rodri has come back into the squad, the fortunes of Manchester City have not seen the time of day, including yesterday, where he even got a red card to add on to the problems that they already have. So I think the dynamic is slightly complicated right now at Manchester City, including about 7 players who are out injured and for various other reasons. So the consistency of the squad is not what we know a Pep squad to be. So hence the fluidity. You saw last night, they might have had the ball possession, as we know. They rotate the ball very well. The opportunities at goal might not have been as much as what their ball possession or passes indicated. So what is it that they're doing when in possession is the difficult story for me or anybody else to try and analyze and understand.
Hi, Rob. Greetings to you and everyone listening to the show. This is Joy from Wattville in Benoni. Talking about the games that were played last night in the Champions League. Yeah, it was really tough for the big teams, especially Man City and PSG. These were the results that we never thought they can come about. But somehow, I like it because football, it shouldn't be predictable as it has been happening before. Yeah, this is a wake-up call to the other teams. They have to be careful and respect their opponents. Don't take them lightly. Thank you so much. Sharp.
Yeah, respect for their opponents, says don't take them lightly. And early on, we took that voice note. Remember, somebody saying that they disagree from the notion of what Coach Mangoba Mngqithi said post the game yesterday where they lost to Kaizer Chiefs.
Yeah, man, it's not what we're looking for. And worse when we lose from an offside goal. But I do not want to blame the officials on this one. I think it's high time that the league looks at this thing differently. Because the reality is the game has become too dynamic. It's very difficult for officials to follow every movement. And we, even ourselves, some of these things we see very late because we've had a chance of looking at the video footage. So we can't expect referees to be able in touch with everything that happens in the game, because on the first ball that was played, Aiden was not offside. But when the ball touched Silva, Aiden was already offside, and that is an offside because he scored after that action. So the reality is the VAR is more than important. We are not playing for 200 rands here, guys. We are playing for 20 million rands. So it's very important that we up our game as well. If, as the biggest league in Africa, we have to up our game.
Marawa Sports Worldwide. We ask the questions they are scared to answer.
It was a mutual conversation. It was a mutual termination.
#MSW.
All right, one person that I haven't spoken to in the longest time, and since his move back to his favorite province of Cape Town and joined Stellenbosch as their head coach, since Stevie B has decided to go to bigger projects within the African continent, is Coach Gavin Hunt. And what a result last night. He joins me on the line, is on the way to catch his private jet and head back to Stellenbosch. Coach, compliments of the season, as they say, season's greetings and all those wonderful things that are said at the start of the year. Welcome to the show.
Thanks, Rob. Yeah, we haven't spoken for ages. Yeah. A lot has happened.
I know. The merry-go-round happens. You know the story.
It's crazy. Yeah. A very sudden ending and it's very sudden, a quick beginning again from not thinking that anything was going to happen, So, yeah, a lot has happened in the last month or so.
Have you recovered from that very sudden ending, which I didn't expect?
Yeah, I haven't recovered for it, but you have to move on. It's part of football. I didn't think it would, but anyway, I don't want to talk too much about it. It's happened has happened, That's it. Yeah.
Sure. But then the other sudden beginning, how well in terms of the conversations had it started? Because it took me by surprise, and as much as it took me by surprise the fact that Stevie B was leaving.
Yeah, I was pretty much thinking, we're just going to have to wait around and see if another project comes up. And it was very sudden and very quick. Steve leaving, and I got a call, and I said, yeah. And I wasn't too far away from where they were, where we had a meeting, and that was it. And, obviously there was a process that we went through. There was a lot of people they interviewed that I was told, and I just said, okay, fine. And, I'm available if need be,
I mean, it's another project which, for me is an exciting project. You know about development football, Gavin, as much as anybody else can. And when you look at what kind of project Stellenbosch offers, it exactly offers that. That's why they've lost as many players to top teams around the world, including South Africa, as they have, is because they've got the pipeline to nurture, develop, promote, and then still keep the consistency. I just think that they've had such a rough run this particular season. They find themselves in uncharted waters. But firstly, just about what I'm talking about now, the kind of structure that's there, does that excite you?
Yeah, it's very much like I grew up in as a player at Lennox. In my playing days, we had a great youth academy, great setup, great training facilities, good infrastructure, good people. And then later on in my coaching career, Super Sports and Wits, it's exactly, it's like a replica of Wits, and it's really can be a successful football club. And I can see why they've done so well here with Steve and the same management. Steve's been here for 8-9 seasons. So that's how they value the people, and the people, the staff, and have been so helpful. And there's really another side to the game that's really gone on, and they're really on the forefront of that, which is so important for me, and I value it, extensively. And certainly there's a lot to do still because of our situation, but I think it's important that the support staff is so good here, and everybody's behind the head coach, which is so important.
Well, I imagine the immediate thing, even before you start looking over your shoulder and saying which younger players are in DDC or which younger players are within the academy, your main focus is to try and rally the troops, try get them out of this bottom of the table scenario.
Yeah.
Is that the biggest scheme up until the end of the season? Sorry, Gav, at least your mandate.
Well, yeah, obviously wherever I've worked, Rob, I've always had an eye on the future of the club. I think it's very selfish of a coach to just worry about his results. But sometimes a lot of coaches do that. I always got the one eye on the future. Even the last club I was at, we gave debuts to boys and that, and it's very important. But in writing a situation now, we certainly have to get in a little bit more comfortable situation. And obviously, it's only halfway now. So basically, it's like for me starting a new season. But obviously, I haven't had the recruitment side of the team, and that obviously I've inherited. I've got to make the squad better, the players better, and try and improve the results as well.
Well, no better way to improve results than to start off in the manner that you started last night. There was a stage before the game. Someone was giving me updates and saying that, hey, the heavens have just opened up. It is raining, but it looked like the drainage system was working perfectly well. For you, what was going through your mind as nature took place?
Well, after the pitch was, after the rain, we got up there Monday, it was raining the whole day, and it had so much rain up there, but the pitch was like an ice rink, so it was very dangerous, and mistakes, the goals are going to come from mistakes, and there was a lot of opportunities, I think, on both sides, from mistakes of defenders slipping and sliding, and so it was always going to be like it. And the longer the game went on, we certainly got ourselves under a lot of pressure. Sekhukhune, they got a lot of experienced players, put us under pressure, but we stood out. I thought Sage Stevens had made 2 outstanding saves at the end and kept us in the game. But as I always say, that's his job, the goalkeeper.
Yeah.
But it was the team needs a little bit of confidence. Obviously, it's been a bit down and that, but needs a little bit of confidence, and these type of results can help. But obviously now we go away tomorrow to Algeria, fly to Turkey, Istanbul, then back to Algeria. So that's a 2-day trip again. And we just, I forgot our Cape Town team suffer because I've just got back now. We left at 8:30 this morning. And what's the time now? 20 to 7. So it's been a full day's traveling just to get back from Polokwane, back to Cape Town and then back up. And tomorrow we go to Algeria. So it's a quick turnaround and off we go again.
And that's the problem, especially when you got younger players who are not accustomed to these long hauls and the waiting in between. Because, like you're saying, you have to fly to Turkey, probably another couple of hours layover over there before you take a flight to Algeria. And it leaves people perplexed as to how are we, who are in Africa, flying to another part of the world to come back into Africa?
Yeah, at least we had a game next Wednesday against Golden Arrows, and we only arrived back here next Tuesday night at 7 o'clock. So at least the league came to its senses, and we said we couldn't. How are we supposed to get to Durban and play? We only get back next Tuesday. We play Sunday night again. So the next 5 games, I think we got 4. Yeah, we got 4 games. It's all CAF. So it was important last night to try and give ourselves a little bit up the league there, because we could find ourselves way behind, sort of 3-4 games behind here. When we play our next league game again. So that's important,
So for you, depth of squad stands where, Gavin? Because with all of this travel, and I'm starting to think of it now, in the words of Mikel Arteta, who was saying that they're able to do what they do, a Champions League and 3 other different cups, including the league, and where they are at the top, is depth of squad, is rotation, but not losing sight of the quality that they do have.
Yeah, I think we're good. I think they're on a different scale in Europe. You just gain across an hour or 2. You know what I'm saying, from Italy to England, where we gain when you travel. People forget the African travels, and especially when you draw North Africa, and if you can't get there on a direct flight's always the easiest. When you're going via, and as I say, tomorrow we go Istanbul, and then stop over, and then back into Algeria. So it's not easy, and as I said, it's good for me personally because obviously I can get to learn. I've only been here a week, 2 weeks. I can get to learn about the squad and who and how and what and try a few different things here and there. But obviously for a lot of the players, especially, the league form hasn't been good. It's important for them we need to have a look at everybody and try and get everybody ready for that next league game. So I've got a real competitive squad, So we're not going there to, just play any team. We're going to try and play our best team, but for the circumstances as well,
Hi Rob, this is Tomnyat from Edenville. Congratulations to Gavin Hunt on his first win there at Stellenbosch. Let's just hope he continues to be consistent.
Good evening, Rob, and also to our shareholders. I'd like to talk about Stellenbosch and also Coach Gavin Hunt, the best coach that I believe is the best coach in the country. That team, something else. The players that they got from loan, those are quality players. People shouldn't be surprised if the team finishes in the top 4, top 5. I know they are on position 12 or 13 now, if I'm not mistaken. But watch out for the team. They are solid at the back. The striking force, it's something which is so scary. Good luck to Mr. Gavin Hunt and also to his team, Stellenbosch.
All right, so lots of good luck messages and people saying don't be surprised if the team finishes in the top 4, top 5. Those are high expectations, Gavin, but I think it's your reputation that precedes you.
No, listen, I'm just worried about the next game, which is Sunday. Obviously, as I said, I've got to get to know the players. I don't really know. I mean, I know them by name and from sight, but I've got to see who, how, what, And last night was a great test for me to, obviously I'm leaning a lot on Wesley, my assistant, and all the data and analyst staff, and these guys were helping me to find, what's the best, solution for right now. Obviously, my eye will always be the best judge, I always say, but I mean, I need to, feel my way into the team, and with the new players coming in, we certainly need to integrate them as quickly as possible, And last night was a good example for us, with Mabasa scoring his first goal and getting us off to, a win.
Yeah, I was going to say that Mabasa didn't need an incubation period, did he? He hit the ground running, got the goal since his move to Stellenbosch, and just getting the victory and the 3 points that Stellenbosch did need. I'm not sure if Gavin is still there. I know his battery was struggling a little bit. Yeah. Okay.
Yeah.
Maybe just as a final a throwaway, playing against CR Bullishdad. That's the team that you're going to be facing. Very formidable team. Second to Rulani Mukwena's MC Alger. They sit second on the table as far as the league is concerned. Just quick expectations from you around that game.
Well, I mean, I don't think. If been many times in North Africa playing, the philosophy and the mentality. I mean, we all know. We've just watched the Nations Cup. We know what it's about. The strength is a different physicalness in the league compared to our players, and that. So we know all those type of things. Obviously, we've done a very good briefing on them, looked at them. But that does, you can talk all day, and we just got to prepare ourselves properly, worry about ourselves, how better we can improve. And I've always tried to concentrate more on ourselves than the opposition. But certainly at the end of the day, it's going to be a good test for us. And obviously it's a long haul there and back. But we're looking forward to it. We've just arrived. As I say, we just arrived. I got off the bus and now trying to do some washing now, Rob.
Hey, bachelor life, man, Gavin.
Hey, it's a problem.
You know the story. You know the story. But one thing I can tell you about these long travels is that thank goodness you managed to coach a club called Black Leopards. So you know all about these long trips and how much it takes.
Yeah, I forgot from our plane days. We always had to travel from Cape Town. Crazy, eh? Anyway.
Good to have you back at football, Gavin, and safe trip to North Africa.
Thanks.
All right, good luck.
All the best, Rob. Thanks so much. Thanks, bye-bye.
Coach Gavin Hunt today joining us, saying that it's been such a long trip for them, only just arriving in Cape Town, imagine.
#MSW live now on 947 Vuma FM, Rise FM, and Sowetan Live at the same time. #MSW.
This is what value sounds like. It's only natural to crave real flavor. That's why Burger King brings you the stacked King value meals. 3 bigger flame-grilled beef or chicken burgers, each served with fries and a drink of your choice. Big on size, big on flavor, big on value. Get it for just $59.90 on the BK app. Burger King, flame-grilled perfection.
Your career shouldn't start behind a desk. It should start in world-class kitchens, 5-star hotels, and global luxury brands defining premium experiences. At the International Hotel School, we offer nationally and internationally recognized programs in hospitality business and culinary arts, with practical training and skills that open doors. It's time to make a confident decision about your future and build your career. Apply now at the International Hotel School. Visit hotelschool.co.za today.
Friend, Mikey, Tommy, whatever you call them, we all have that bestie we're absolutely nuts about. That's why Cadbury is giving you the chance to win 2 Suzuki Jimneys for you and a friend. Unwrap any 2 iconic Cadbury ice creams, post a selfie of you and your bestie enjoying your ice cream, #Cadbury Ice Cream, and you could win. T's and C's apply. Competition valid until 30 January 2026. Cadbury, you already know you're gonna love it.
Yo, let me tell you something. In South A, December doesn't arrive quietly. It comes in like your favorite uncle at a wedding. Loud, smelling nice, and ready to spend money he doesn't even have. And this year, King Pie dropped the Mega Milli deal for 249 Rand. And now every bite could land you a share of 1 million Rand. Yes, where now? 1 million. You're stacking entries, stacking flavor, stacking that yabo, this could be my moment energy. So bring the hunger, we'll bring the crown. Buy the Mega Milli deal at any King Pie store for 249 Rand. And it's December, anytime with King Pie.
Managing your workforce shouldn't be complicated. That's why businesses choose Onacy, a proudly South African cloud-based payroll and HR solution. From payroll and e-recruitment to performance management and self-service tools, we streamline the way businesses handle their people. Scalable, secure, and always online, our system evolves with your needs because your workforce deserves the best. Switch to Onacy and experience payroll and HR done right. Visit onacy.com today.
In South A, the boot's not the end of the car. It's the start of the vibe, where we plan the mission, make a plan even when there isn't one. That's why with Suzuki's Baleno, Fronx, and Grand Vitara, you don't just carry items, you carry stories. Coolers, camp chairs, speakers, and that crew that turns any day into something.
Book a test drive today at your nearest Suzuki dealership or visit suzukiauto.co.za and get into a ride that moves the way you do. Suzuki, Bula Boot, open summer.
Dividing public opinion. The Room Dividers.
Tanda Manana, as well as Mike Greenaway. It's a brand new year. The sudden sacking of the All Blacks head coach. How much is Rassie going to lose? Because how open and honest are those conversations when you're talking about the big rival who is going to be coming to South Africa shortly?
In 7 months' time, the All Blacks are here in South Africa. Is Tony Brown, the gentleman that he is, going to say to Rassie, I'm now going to jump over the fence and I'm going to go to my old team, the All Blacks, and I'm now going to give them all that intelligence from the 2 years I've been with the Springboks? I don't think that will happen.
Felix Jones won the World Cup with us. He left us for England. We're not saying that. We're keeping quiet about it. So he took all our IQ as well to England. I'll take you back again, Matthew Proudfoot. He also left us to go to England. These things are possible.
Yes.
There's no formula to it. And Rassie knows it because he's also done it.
Hashtag MSW. Hashtag MSW. Wednesday nights. Soccer nights. Your nights.
Good evening, Rob, and good evening to MSW shareholders. Speaking to Riani in the Western Cape. My Soccer Wednesday is definitely looking back at the just concluded AFCON tournament. And as a post-mortem, Mr. Marawa, I'm not sure how possible is it, maybe to invite Dr. Petrus Motsepe just come to a post-mortem on the tournament itself, as well as future events that is mentioned in the press briefing, like your Nations Cup, that is proposed events that will come up after 2027. We can also talk about the bid that is open or will open for 2028. In the event you cannot get maybe the Dr. Motsepe himself, maybe just invite Mr. Lux September to come and clarify those issues, the bid when it opens and all those things, And then lastly, Mr. Robert Marawa is that I'm not sure whose idea for a tournament to go over 2 calendar years from 2025 to 2026, keeping in mind in South Africa and in major countries in the Southern Hemisphere, December normally goes slow, because it's where the countries celebrate religious holidays and also we celebrate our New Year's, So mindset is not there, our minds and mentally we're not there. However, if it was Islamic celebration, I doubt they would allow a tournament to be played during their time, So cannot go back to the January, February period, for the AFCON. That's just my view. Thank you. Bye.
Thank you very much indeed. We always welcome your views wherever you are around the country, the continent, or the world. He's reflecting on the Africa Cup of Nations and saying that we must please invite the president of CAF, Dr. Patrice Motsepe, into the studio. So one thing that I can tell you free of charge, it's never going to happen. That interview in studio is not going to happen. And that's just the bottom line. We'll catch the president of CAF during press conferences, and that will be the opportunity for anybody to interact. And I say this with respect, though, because that is how he has operated from the time at Sundowns. So there'll be very little. You have to dig very deep. I think there was one interview that he had with Carol Shabalala for SuperSport in the earlier days. And after that, you'd have to scratch your head to like a proper sit down that he had, like an interrogative type, not one where, it's pleasant, it's okay, we talk, sweet little things and everything's fine. I'm talking about like a proper interview. Those you only get, and that's why you find these press conferences so packed, is that it's the one and only opportunity anybody gets to have a one-on-one with him. So he has had and held that line for the longest time. So he still holds that line even as president of CAF. So other people have different approaches. Sometimes certain media, people don't trust them because you're not going to come and ask sweetheart questions because that is not the nature of an interview. An interview should have all different elements, the hot and cold, the positive. You also got to just get into the nuts and bolts of it. That is what, for me, when it comes to accountability, you have to be prepared for. The position calls for it to happen at some stage or another. And if that level of accountability does not happen, you get that situation where Osasu and the president who are having that, hey, keep quiet, shut up, all that stuff, is that all the media pack into that room because they don't ordinarily get that opportunity. So when I say it's not going to happen, It's not because we have not tried in the past. Of course we have. Believe you me, we have, and we will continue to try because giving up is not part of our DNA. So we're not going to give up. But are we going to get a different answer? I doubt it. But give up? Hell no. That's not going to happen. Will we try get Lux September to come through? Yeah, because he's been available and he'll talk. But is he the president of CAF? No, he's not. And there's just some things that need a president to sit down and be accountable for, because you want to ask those questions. You want to, you know what? He's always with the president of FIFA, Gianni Infantino. So there's a lot of FIFA-related questions that we want to throw to him as head of CAF that we can't throw to a Lux September. So all I'm saying is that we will continue to try because, again, you've asked for that interview to happen. And with the greatest of pleasure, we will do that. He's an approachable man. He's a well-liked man. But I'm just giving you a breakdown of how he deals with such when it comes to interviews. I hope that makes sense. Bringing AFCON to January, February, I think you're using issues of religious holidays. And deep down inside, I'm thinking to myself, the beauty of the Premier League is having all those games in December during the holidays. Boxing Day, New Year's Day, they're all happening. There are some parts of the world, guys. Maybe here in South Africa, we've become too lax because we think festive season, Christmas means let's go home, let's go drink, let's go eat, it's festive. No. Other parts of the world don't have that. In the NBA, there's that Christmas Day NBA game that happens, and we all watch. It is packed, jam-packed, whichever facility that they're using. But if you know your story around that, you will know that it happens. They don't say, oh, it's Christmas. It's time for the Christmas tree. They say, no, let's go and watch basketball. NBA basketball at its highest level, you will get it. So I think our problem is the mental problem of using these holidays as vibe, as prize. Let's push in, let's have a good time. It should not be that. Let's develop a new culture where you use those holidays as an opportunity. Yes, it's time to be with family. You prioritize that 100%. But what about that opportunity that makes an income happen for so many people at so many different levels, and you come back and say unemployment? There's an opportunity. Unemployment doesn't care about Christmas or Easter eggs, nothing. It doesn't. So, but why do we sit back and say it is important to honor those holidays on behalf of who?
Good evening, Mr. Rob. It's Olufalang here, and good evening to MSW Shoulders. Monstrous return of the Champions League. Who would have thought that debutants can stun a huge team like Manchester City? It seems to me that last year, the Manchester United defeat, it still has them by the neck. Because here they are, they got stunned. Real Madrid, convincing victory, obliterating AS Monaco. Very happy with that result. I just hope and pray that they keep this momentum up. Kylian Mbappe finding his feet. And looking ahead into tonight's round of fixtures, really interested to see how Olympique Marseille are going to fare on against Liverpool. I'm very, very interested in that game. And FC Barcelona, I'm expecting 3 points against the Slavia Prague. And I would love to see Newcastle United get another magical European night at home against PSV Eindhoven. But that's what I'm looking forward to. And with regards to the Betway Premiership, the officiating. We are in the new year 2026, Kanto. The officiating is still stuck in 1926. We're still stuck in the horrendous way of officiating games because I don't think that goal should have stood. But anyway, that's just me. Great show as always. Thanks.
Hey, Hulefalang, thank you so much indeed. Hey, Man City. I think that was the big takeaway from what he is saying, and also just complaining once again about the standard of officiating. Let's see what happens tonight, because there's another very important game between TS Galaxy as well as Marumo Gallants, a game where the starting lineups have just been released. What does that mean for Marumo Gallants? Rufus Matsena is the Marumo Gallants general manager. He joins me on the line. Rufus, thank you so much indeed for picking up on our call. Good evening.
Good evening, Robert, and good evening to your listeners.
Big game today, massive expectations. Marumo Gallants, maybe you don't want to be in position number 12. Are you going to move up after tonight?
Obviously, for any team that prepares for a game, the idea is to maximize points. So we're hoping for the best, that we maximize points and move from position 12. So we're hoping definitely for that.
What would you say has improved? Yes, the Africa Cup of Nations gave every team an opportunity to regroup and to restructure things, maybe try and fix the problems that have been there before. What do you say from a Marumo Gallants perspective? What has that period given you to try and reshape things?
No, I think, the coach has done a tremendous job in terms of preparing the boys, given the AFCON break. So the energy, it's much different from it was before. So we're hoping that, what we saw at training will be translated into a competitive game.
And you want something different because you had to go into extra time, I think, in the last game that you had in the Carling knockout against Orlando Pirates. It was 1-0 defeat there, and all sorts of other drama that was related. Your last league game you played against Magesi, it was a draw, and before then you played against Kukuna, that was also a draw. So you've been getting points where it matters, but you would want the maximum, especially because you've lost points on 2 occasions at home.
Yeah, most definitely. Even the issue pertaining us traveling, if you can check, most of the time we maximize when we travel. So, but that shouldn't be, an excuse. We need to maximize, be it home or away. So this game, we're looking forward to, really maximizing and start the second round of the season on a high. And, in preparation for our game again against Kaizer Chiefs on the 28th.
Are you one of the clubs, Rufus, that have had issue? We heard last night from Mangoba Mngqithi lamenting the issues around the refereeing. Referee seems to be the issue of the day these days. What's your stance as Marumo Gallants and just how referees have affected your games?
That issue is an issue that we leave it to the powers that be. We cannot be commenting too much about refereeing. So I believe if you get points on the day, so be it. If you lose a game, so be it. But having to dwell too much on the issue of refereeing, we don't want to be, embroiled too much into that.
Well, Thando Nzanzeka, the highly experienced referee, is the man that's going to be taking charge of your game tonight, Rufus. So hopefully it is a smooth game. I was having a look at your starting lineup. You break it down for us, break the news. Who's starting the game for you?
Yeah, on the goalkeeping, we've got Kagiso Mlambo. He's one of our seasoned goalkeepers. He's number 2 to Washington Ruby. And another seasoned defender in the likes of Lebogang Mabucha. We've got a well-developing player, which is Ngube, Kumbulani Ngube, who's playing as a right back. Then we've got, top of the range, Londo, Philippine Londo. And I've got one of the, defenders who has shown that it's worth it for him to play for Marumo. It's Eroin. Then I've got one season player as well, which is Nhlapo Siyabonga. Then I've got Marvin Skosana also in defense. Katlego Otladisa, who is, going to be, how speedy he is on the wing. Then we've got our new signings. Our new signing is Kunene Sindisi, also very fast, very skillful. And then we've got Pambaniso Monde, who will be teaming up with Philippine Londo. And we've got Banse, who is going to be in the middle, teaming up with Nhlapo Siyabonga. Sure.
That, for me, is a mouthful, but also that, for me, is a well-balanced team. I'm looking forward to this game against TS Galaxy. Rufus Matsena, thank you so much, Baba. Thank you for your time and good luck for tonight.
No, it's a pleasure. Thank you.
Thank you so much indeed, Marumo Gallants, as they set their stall for the game tonight in the Betway Premiership. As I said, football all round, and looking forward to European football, Betway Premiership football as it happens every single minute. There was also a game earlier today, and I forgot to mention that for those who follow the Motsepe Foundation Championship, Castrick playing against Midlands Wanderers. It was 0-0, the final score in that one. Marawa Sports Worldwide, proudly brought to you by Hollywood Bets.
The thrill, the drama, the action.
Let the game begin.
Marawa Sports Worldwide on 947, Vuma FM and Rise FM. Powered by Hollywood Bets. #MSW.